cyber security is not an 8-hour job. It is like if there are certain projects, you have to do your homework before going to the client. You should have the knowledge about what is going on, what kind of recent attacks have been there in the market. So that is also important. It is not necessary that every time it will be a similar attack.
A great point, in terms of flexibility of mindset and approach. I mean, I remember when I used to do investigations, there have been times when I've literally done the analysis using Linux command line tools like grep, cut, sed, awk, and I've also on occasion used Excel because that seemed like the only tool the customer would allow us to use. Hi everyone, this is KK here. I'm the CEO of Network Intelligence, an all-service cybersecurity company, and this is part of our Career Intel series where we celebrate our rockstar team members, one of whom I have the pleasure of speaking with today. Welcome to the podcast, Sachi Gandhi, our MDR Lead with us, and I'm excited about our conversation. Sachi, could you start by telling us a little bit about your background, how you got into cybersecurity, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. Hi, KK. So I have done my bachelor's in computer science and then Master of Science in Digital Forensics and Information Security from National Forensic Sciences University. And from there, the journey started about how the cyber world is and how forensic works exactly. Then I joined NII in 2017 as a fresher and as a forensic analyst, basically. Starting with that and moving towards senior incident responder, and then now I'm the MDR Lead. And yeah, it has been a fantastic journey. Like step by step, I'm moving ahead. So yeah.
Wow, that's a great career progression, Sachi. So, Sachi, what would you say was like a trial by fire project for you, right? You came into the project, it was a lot of expectations on you, as with any forensics project. Maybe you were unsure of yourself, but when you look back now, you feel that that project was the one that set you up, for the rest of your career.
Yeah, so I guess it was my second or third forensic project, I would say. So basically, not that much experienced as well. So I had my seniors with me, but certainly I have to. I have to perform at particular expectations to my seniors as well as to the client, and it was very premium client. Honestly, every project of forensic is like you have to submit your report by a day or a two. You do not have that time. Yes, and that was the project where I got to learn a lot of things, that how to communicate with client, how to provide them what they require. Because in forensics, what happens is that we collect a lot of huge data, but to understand what is an important data, it is very, very important. What data will be required, what will be useful for our analysis, what is the major suspect of the complete case. So all those things I got to learn from that particular case. And from that, I understood that we have to collect data. But so yeah, that was one project that gave me a good experience. It was a wholesome project, I would say, not just one part of the project.
But what was the case there? Was it data leakage? Was it fraud? Was it ATM?
It was data leakage, actually. Data leakage, and you have to go through the network analysis as well. So, network architecture and how the network is flowing. It was supposing a data leakage from a firewall, basically. So, maybe a firewall breach. So, all those data we used to collect on a different logs we used to collect, and then we used to analyze upon all the logs, and we found out.
Tell us about this case. What did you look at? Where did you find the clues? What was the conclusion?
So, firstly, we look upon the basic log analysis, that how the system is working, how entire process is working, about what kind of data leakage they were supposing. Because when we go to any forensic case, we first ask the client that what kind of breach must have been there. So first we look into that, but we could not certainly find anything which was they were suspecting. So then we move forward to the network. We tried to learn about what kind of network they are using and which server is connected to which part of the area, because it was not just it was connecting the entire India. So there were not just one server that we were looking into. We were looking into multiple servers as well. And from that architecture, we found out a few firewalls that could be suspicious because we saw that which area was impacted. We found out the logs, the timings, what timing the this breach was done. And yeah, so basically most of the part was log analysis and the collecting to the different logs, because getting an access to the log is quite difficult for us, because somehow we do not get all the access of each and every logs. So and the conclusion what was definitely it was a breach from one of the firewall, and which was not like it was not updated what it should have been, and the patches were not installed properly or something like that. It was that case. So I certainly remember. Yeah.
What are your favorite log analysis tools? Which tools are your go-to tools for log analysis?
A logarithm and also SIEM tools. I mean, if you are working in incident risk, like if you are working through incident, then QRadar and even syslog is good if you have live forensic analysis. And syslog is good.
So, Sachi, now that we got a glimpse of your journey, right, from doing the masters in forensics, then joining us as a fresher from college, then moving to multiple roles, handling difficult, challenging forensic investigations. Then you also have moved into a different aspect which is called incident response, and now you are also in a managerial role. So let me ask you, if somebody is a fresher, they are keen to get into this field of forensics, what would you advise them to do? What should they start off with? What areas they should learn? How should somebody build their career in digital forensics?
Starting with forensics, you firstly, whenever a fresher is joining, they come with a mindset of prerequisite tools and prerequisite setup, that okay, if I'm going through this forensic project, then I should be having this many amount of resource, or this should be done. So firstly, if you're working with forensics, then as a fresher, you have to start from zero in every project. Like one tool set cannot be used for every forensic project. Like when I started with forensic, or when we were a fresher, one of my senior told me that this is like forensic is not a uh, like monotonous job. It is every day is a different day. Every day you are going to learn something new. All the different tools for different forensic, and you never know that which tool will be helpful to you. So having knowledge about tools, it is very important. Whether the analysis is static, dynamic, live, the project is live, project is dead, that is also important. If the project is live, then what are the requirements of that project, that whether the system should be switched off, and what if the client is giving dead system, because once the system is dead, you cannot just reconnect the system, because even that will fall the logs. So all those in forensics, I would say there are very minute, whenever you are in any analysis, I would say very minute things are important. It is not just like you cannot think it from okay, from the scenario they are giving you, because at the end you have to find out something. It is very challenging task, because if you are an incident responder or you are a SOC analyst, you know that there is SOPs, you know that there is particular chains you have to follow. I would say that think deep into each and every tools. Like there are uh, there are tools like sandboxes when you are working with malware. Let's say if you are working with malware, then there are particular sandboxes which gives you entire commitment of the malware. And uh, also we have to look into the client requirement, because in many of the cases we cannot upload it to the open source tools, so that also is important. So the point is that first know what client it is, then know what kind of project it is, and then you can try working on what tools it is. It is not right now what I am saying is that if it is a fresher, if you are doing 8 hours job, that is what they are expecting, that everything will be included in 8 hours. But after 8 hours, you need to do your homework. That is very important. Uh, if you have a case study or anything, what kind of extra tools you can use. Cyber security is not an 8 hour job. It is like if there are certain projects, you have to do your homework before going to the client. You should have the knowledge about what is going on, what kind of recent uh, attacks have been there in the market. So that is also important. It is not necessary that every time it will be a similar attack.
A great point, in terms of flexibility of mindset and approach. I mean, I remember when I used to do investigations, there have been times when I've literally done the analysis using Linux command line tools like grep, cut, sed, awk. And I've also, in occasion, used Excel because that seemed like the only tool the customer would allow us to use. So we literally cut log files into, I think Excel handles 650,000 rows or there is some limitation to the number of rows in Excel. So cut the log file to that extent, upload and convert to CSV, open Excel, do pivots. So we've even done that, right? You might have a fancy elk setup of your own, but the client will not give you the setup and they won't give you the logs to copy onto your own system. So it's insane the practical challenges we run into in an actual. But I wanted to actually drill a bit deeper into static versus dynamic, and then another term you used, a live system versus a dead system. So I think it's important to understand. Like, can you tell us what is dynamic analysis, what is static analysis, and how do you go about doing it?
Yeah. So basically, what is static analysis? It is, you have the system and it is just the minor analysis that you have to do, very basic analysis, not going deep into any kind of attack or any kind of logs, but just looking into the time logs or takes, and like you will get all the information from one particular tool. So that is a very basic analysis, and in most of the cases when we do static analysis, it is we can have a reference from it, whereas in dynamic analysis you are going very deep into the analysis. Like there are certain tools for certain sections of analysis, like if it is a sys internal tool, so it is used for the troubleshooting, it is used for the like system internal tools, whatever logs we want to find for the system. Then there is process hacker. In process hacker, process monitoring, all these things we would go into the processes, like if anything is going into the process, or if there is some problem while running the process, or if there is some particular breach or something in the process which is affecting, then there is a reg report for it is also used in incident responding as well as in forensic. Then resource hackers, then there is this system analyzer or win audit, rec shot. So these are the tools which we used to use in dynamic analysis. Like every aspect of the tools were for different aspects, different tools were used. That even if it is a document, then we used to use OLE tool, like there was PDF monitor as well. So all those depending multiple things, multiple tools for different things. And this, in when it comes to the tools, it provides very small amount of things, but it is very accurate. Uh, that we have to go deep into all these tools. So yeah, I mean, this is what we can bifurcate when it comes to dynamic analysis or static analysis. Also, live and dead projects or cases, in that when the system is live, you can collect logs. It is possible to work with the system, but in dead systems, what happens is that you cannot reconnect the system. So whatever logs you have to collect, it will be the past logs, like whatever work they have done, that logs you will get it for the analysis. And when it comes to dead forensic, it is very very limited. You do not have any other options, but only the hard disk you will be provided with the hard disk or something. So that is the difference. I would say.
Yeah, yeah. Because you can't look at the system is offline, so you only get
Yes,
the hard
yes,
drive. You can't look at
yeah,
current network connections, logged in users, running
yes.
processes. So there is.
Google history, or whatever you have gone through whenever you are working. So all these are a drawback when it comes to this that systems.
And you also mentioned the word sandbox. So can you explain what is a sandbox and what is it used for?
Sandboxing is basically it is used for malware analysis. Most of the time, whenever we go for malware analysis, we use the sandbox because what happens is like I would say Kaku is who is one sandbox.
The
Then
go-to one, yes.
yes, it is very good for uh, there, and it supports I guess Windows Linux platforms as well. So when it comes to sandbox, we can get many like the links what were infected or which were connected to particular sample, or the IPs, the basically the information. When it comes to malware analysis, we require a lot of information, let's say IPs, links, or domains. So all those things, also the connectivity from where this malware has been active, or what are the time frame the malware has been active. So all those things we get from the sandbox, and we can upload the malware, or let's say that if you have a PDF which you feel that this is the PDF or the Excel file could have the malware. So we can upload that into the sandbox, and then we can get the information out of that particular set of analysis what we have to do. Also, there are free tools, I mean open source tools, which can be used for the same purpose. But if it is a sandbox, we get that environment which is very much helpful for the malware analysis. There are the tools which is open source, which is also very helpful for initial analysis, is hybrid analysis, virus total, PE analysis. All those tools are very, very much helpful when it comes to the initial analysis. After that, yes, we can move to sandbox.
Yep, yep. Sachi, I also was very curious to understand, you being a very techie, hands-on person, now you're in a managerial role. How has that transition been for you, and what's work, what doesn't work? Like, what are your key insights from anybody wanting to do this transition from tech to manager? What have been some of the big challenges you faced?
So when I was a techie, I was completely into tools, technologies, and not bothered about what uh, client is going to think. It is very one purpose. Like you have to do your job. Let's say if it is a malware analysis, you will be provided with a malware, and you have to just go through the analysis and you have to report it, and that is only job that is for a techie person. And it is very interesting. Once you are a technical person, you will always like to be that. But if you are moving forward to managerial person, then somewhere I feel that I am losing my touch to the technical aspect, because how to deal with client and deal with team, what client is telling me and how I should tell it to my team, it is very different, because client is very straightforward, to be honest, that okay, we are not liking this thing and your team has not done this, they have not performed in this aspect, so we would like to see that. But I know how much effort my team is giving me, so I cannot directly communicate the same structure to my team that okay, you are not working this way. Sometimes I have to manipulate my words. Sometimes it is also depending on the person, that how the person takes. Some people are very very sensitive about their appreciation or whatever efforts they are giving. Sometimes clients do not give us the exact expectations, that what they are expecting from us, and I would say it is the most challenging thing, because I have to understand my team's point of view as well. I have to understand client's point of view as well. And I have to take a middle path, that okay, how both can be satisfied in some way. How there can be a team, because if we are working in team, it is very important that teamwork is very important, honestly. Yes. And they have to understand each other as well as a team, because anything can occur at any time. So teamwork should be very important at that particular time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Sachin, now that you've been in forensics and IR for almost 8 years, what's ahead? What are you looking forward to as the next step in your career?
There are multiple things that I want to do now. AI is also one of the things that is coming into IT sector, and you have to be on your toes when it comes to IT. So I want to also look after that how AI works and how it will be helpful in IR. It will be helpful in threat hunting or threat analysis. I also want to go into compliance as well, because now as I am a manager or I'm leading the team, I feel that this part of job is also important to know that how compliance work, how the compliance is framed upon, how audits take place. So I want to certainly do few things that can help me in future, because definitely, as I said, that AI will be the future in few years. So I want to get into that. It is everything is very time consuming when it comes to cyber, because as I said, it is very minute things that they look in. So proper courses, proper certifications. So yeah, uh, I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Awesome. Sachi, any parting thoughts you want to share with our audience in terms of, the lessons learned, challenges you overcame, anything you want to leave as final words?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I would say that persistence and dedication to the work is very important. And also taking time for yourself is also important, because if you are just working and initially I have done that thing, and it will make, at some extent, it will make you feel good, but there there will come a point where you will feel okay, now what next. Also health is important, because we have to sit at a particular, like, for 8 hours you are sitting at one place, and so health and food is important. I have seen that people, like the freshers who are moving to another city, they are not taking care of themselves, because in they are having food challenges, and uh, they are having health issues right now. So all those things are important as part of your job as well, because if there is no health, you cannot work properly. So, and that I realized at a very, like, now I'm realizing it, that okay, this is something I should have looked for from a very long time. But yeah, I mean, this should be done. And on technical grounds, I would say that definitely increase your knowledge about whatever field you are. Just don't come with the mindset of okay, my manager will provide me this set of things and that is not my job, I'm done for 8 hours, and why are you expecting more time? If you want to learn something, okay, 8 hours is a good part of your life, but if you want to go deep into, if you want to improve something in your life, in your professional life, then yes, you have to put some extra efforts that can, I mean, that can help you. I would say another 1 or 2 hours should be for our personal growth as well as professional growth, which is very much required. Maybe also it could help reading some books that can, not just technical form, but yeah, I mean, something that can help you in future. For me, NII has always been, network intelligence has always been a success ladder for me. I mean, I have, from being a fresher to being a team lead, it has been an amazing journey. Challenges definitely every day, but initially every day was a challenge, because I am basically from Gujarat and I have to move to Mumbai. So everything was a challenge, because transition is not easy. Moving from home to a different city, and it is like, from your lifestyle is completely changed. I mean, you have to cope up with everything, lifestyle, your work, your friends, your family, everything will change. Yeah, so I mean, that part is also good, but uh, it has always been a supporting. I mean, I have a wonderful journey of 8 years in this field. I mean, and when people talk to me, and I am very happy about. So yeah, uh, you should
Great.
be
We're,
happy about
we're,
work.
yeah, it's such a pleasure to hear from you and your journey. And and hear that we've had some part to play as a company and in ensuring
Definitely.
that you
Yeah, yeah.
find great happiness and fulfillment at what you do. Sachi, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much
KK.
and wish you all the best for what lies ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.